So here we are once again. It's been a few weeks, Ian. We're busy boys. It takes a bit of time to get all our guests in line and all that sort of stuff. But we're here. We're in the studio. Another episode of Perth Mates. How you doing today, mate?
I'm pretty good, Rob. Yeah, it's been busy. It has been busy. We've asked for a lot of people to come in, and they've let us down. And I've called on one of my old faithful friends, Tony, to see if he'd come in and have a bit of a chat with us tonight. Let us know what he's involved in. He's almost as busy as me, or even probably more, Rob, which is pretty unbelievable. But yes, he is, and he's here.
I'm not getting paid for this.
You're not getting paid for this. Mate. No,
Money
I'm giving you
is
a
on the
raunchy.
way.
Right.
You got a raunchy heavy diesel, mate. That's 6%.
6%.
That sells for $12. You should be lucky.
Delicious.
It's pretty good. Now
Amazing
that's the
stuff,
payment
man.
you want.
So
That's
we'd
amazing.
obviously like to welcome Tony to the studio. Thanks for coming, Tony, of course.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Myself and Tony have been friends for 10, 15, 20 years. I'm not sure how long it's been, but it's been long, and it's been very fruitful and interesting time,
great.
I guess, we've had. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I always refer to Ian as the man, whatever he touches turns to gold.
Does seem that way, doesn't
and
it?
it's liquid gold now.
Liquid gold. Love that. And Tony actually introduced us. Well, Tony
Yeah,
and
true.
Ryan.
He can take the credit for that.
Yeah. We rocked up to the Voodoo Lounge both one day or one evening for a little bit of jelly wrestling, umpiring or reffing.
That's right.
Referees,
The
yep.
boys gave us the T-shirts and we were fast friends.
Yeah, you know,
It's
always
pretty
good.
easy owning a strip club and being friends with people.
Yeah, for the listeners out there, by the way, Tony owns the Voodoo Lounge in Northbridge, 174 James Street.
Northbridge. Hollywood on James Street.
Hollywood on James Street. I like that. But, mate, you're doing a lot of interesting things at the moment as far as, like, you've obviously got the Voodoo, which is amazing. You've been there for years. That's what a lot of people know you for. But you're running a few companies, and one in particular that's very interesting, and you've even brought the glasses in, is AI. What's going on here?
We, during COVID, came up with an idea for digital strip clubs and live music venues. We thought, people are stuck at home. They can't entertain themselves. What's happening is, what we thought was happening was, and we did a bit of research, actually quite a lot of research, is 25 and upwards, everyone experienced isolation, depression, all that stuff that came with it. But 25 and downwards, their technology just got better during COVID. All this VR, AR, XR sort of, immersive entertainment just came out and exploded. We're still really in the Atari Pong phase of it at the moment. Like, say, for instance, Meta's released theirs. They're doing 200,000 headset sales a month, but they've still only got about 40 apps on the market. So it's really the Wild West out there. So we did our research. We figured out there was, at that point, 171 million people with VR headsets, 19 million purchases a year, with Apple in view to release their headset. HTC, Sony, people like that. There's actually 9 companies releasing headsets now, but really on the software, that's the hardware, the software side of things, bugger all. So, we thought when we got a psychologist and a few other people involved, and we said, right, what's the problem facing that's going to be coming forwards? And a lot of it is that avatar-based, virtual reality, which is your brain can only take it for about an hour before it goes, hold on a second, I need a reality check again.
Do you get overload?
Yeah, you just can't take it because it's not reality. So we thought, what if we took the, say, Grand Theft Auto world style of digital world sort of thing, virtual reality, and then once you walk into the venue, it's actual 360-degree stereoscopic, actual real-life recordings of events. So my favourite saying is I assume I'm the dumbest person in the room and surround myself with people smarter than myself, and started talking and putting myself in the tech scene, and talked to my business partner, Andrew, who'd been a mentor of mine back when I had the guitar strap company. Mm-hmm. We travelled the world with that. It was good fun,
Hey, Tony, as you're chatting as well, I'm just going to get you to bring your mic into you a little bit as well, so we can just hear the full Tony. Tony.
Is this acceptable?
That's way sexier.
That's
$4.95 a minute. Talk to my business partner now, my mentor at the time. We got on Shark Tank for one of my other companies. Got a deal with Janine Ellis from Boost Juice, and was introduced to him. And I said, look, I've got an idea. And he was in the tech scene as well. And he's like, look, this has got legs. And then we launched Enterprise VR. We started talking to a company here in Western Australia to help us build this prototype. And we've built the prototype. It's ready to go. It's just getting its data analytics, its membership portals and everything done at the moment. And in about 7 weeks, we'll be going out to market to test the beta version, see what money comes in, see if people use it, all the nitty-gritty stuff, and then go for our pre-seed race. So we raised a couple $100,000 in about 2 days based for the prototype.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And now we're going for our $10 million raise for our pre-seed to build the entire world. Yeah, so it's really exciting times. It's really sort of, I say, Wild West out there. So by the time we're, have a full working product and people are trying to catch up, we'll hopefully be the godfathers in the industry of this sort of stuff.
And I have to say, like, I used to love Grand Theft Auto. The fact that you had that
Yeah.
freedom to go off and just drive cars fast, crash, do lots of other things in Grand Theft Auto.
Bash people up.
It's like that far. At the moment.
Yeah.
That's you got the worlds themselves are all sort of interactive, where we've sort of taken it. People don't really want people knowing they're going to a strip club or anything like that. So you have the disabled sector, you have the mining sector, you have people at home that aren't allowed to go out. It's not just the people that go out and see this sort of stuff. It's everyone else. The hundreds of thousands and millions of people that want to experience a lap dance or a live show or an event that we do. Big, as Voodoo Lounge does 45 events a year, anything from Cancer Foundation right through to Best Breasts in the West and that sort of thing. So we putting that into a headset where you can buy it for $5 and experience it at your house. Because as the next, say, 5 to 10 years, as people's money gets less and less spending, being able to spend, their entertainment's going to be bought in-house, and they're going to try and look for things that don't cost that much. So we're just trying to bring that stuff down. Also for the disabled sector, for people that can't fit 50,000 wheelchairs in a strip club or into, say, watching the Foo Fighters live and that sort of stuff. And then the mining people that are in rural areas that can't do that. We set up data towers in the mining like Rio Tinto and that sort of stuff, and then they can experience, sit on a beach for 8 hours, sit in a forest for 8 hours, go on a motorcycle ride, go to a strip club, go to a live show, and actually give them some form of, reality, that's not avatar based or gaming based, So it's quite exciting because no one's done what we've done before, to take this sort of hybrid world, put it together, and then push it out to the masses and at an affordable rate,
Yeah, that's awesome. And even for me, I was in the mines for 8 years. If we had that kind of technology and something else to enjoy when you're sitting in your 2 meter by 1 meter
2 by 2,
box.
yeah.
What is it? You got like 10 hour shift, Netflix and a box of tissues.
So I can.
It's also the same way I spend my Saturday nights.
It's because you're busy, Tony.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's really interesting. And have you actually experienced it, Rob, or have you tried it out yet? Or
I haven't experienced Tony's virtual reality stuff, which I'm hoping I'll get a bit of a go at today.
We'll have a demonstration in a minute for sure.
The only time I've done it is when actually you and I went to Time Zone and we went on a Jurassic Park
that's right.
ride.
I forgot about that. Actually.
Yeah, where you both put your masks on or your virtual reality goggles, glasses. What are they called?
Yeah, VR glasses.
Yeah,
headset.
VR glasses, and and you go on this big ride on the cars through Jurassic Park, and that was absolutely amazing.
It was actually very good. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's a cheap
version,
version, I reckon.
Yeah,
so
it was a
this
very
is going to
cheap
be
version,
great.
yeah.
Well, you're going to shit your pants then. That's all I'm going to say. We'll let us swear in it, right?
Yeah.
You can do what you want, Tone. You can do what you
If
want.
this is a movie, 7 hours later, he's still sitting in the corner.
Lot to unpack with this, though. I mean, VR, it seems to be the thing that's taking over the world. It seems to be the future. Is that why you're into it?
Yeah, definitely. And there's multiple levels of it. There's AR, which is augmented reality, which is where you get a mixture of the real world. Say, for instance, your headset will have the real world and then it overlays stuff over the top. You got VR, which is like virtual reality, which is a complete immersive experience. They call the whole sort of thing immersive entertainment, which is what the new term is coming through this sort of scene. But we got into it because I just knew that the amount of people that currently, like at that point, now you're over 240 million people that have VR headsets. Now, taking the fact when Apple releases theirs, like the Apple Watch and stuff, the uptake for something like that is it'll be in every home. And then what happens with that when everyone's experienced this entertainment? That can, there's games, yes, and there's maybe a few, live experiences here and there and a roller coaster ride. But what happens when you actually want to go and experience something? So what we're creating is, say, the nightclub scene. Say you want to go to a doof. We'll take these cameras, which they're $180,000 cameras that film in 360, stitched together. It's full production, lighting, sound, the whole thing, and you're in the crowd. You're not just actually viewing something in an empty room. We're actually bringing you into the crowd. Or if you're at the club or the strip club, you're actually sitting at the podium. If you're at Foo Fighters, which we're looking at dealing with, dealing with a local band that's just hit Eurovision called Voyager.
Voyager. Yeah, bloody oath.
So we're talking to their management at the moment, which hopefully that pays off. We were going to film them in VR, and so, for instance, having 5 of these cameras set up so you can sit behind the drummer, sit next to the guitarist, sit in front of the singer, sit in the crowd. So most VR experiences with live music have been, they pick the view for you and you can look around, that's great, but being able to control your view of where you want to be in the crowd, how much you want to be experiencing, whether you want to be at the back in the nosebleeds or you want to be right at the front, in front of Dave Grohl's face or something like that. That's the next level for live music. Apple will be releasing VR sort of music concerts there, like they would have, say, your Spotify. But we're talking most of this stuff won't be available for another 5 years because it's the hardware's there, the tech is expensive, and what happens in that way is then these companies start building affordable tech for the average person. Now, what our main plan, say, for our pre-seed with this here is that any business anywhere can dial in, pick the land, lease the land, pick their building and pay-to-free options, pick their interior pay-to-free options, shoot and upload their content, put a price point to it, and bang, they're in VR world without having to spend $200,000 on hard coding or having a pro company do it. So making it like the Canva essentially for VR for anyone to just be able to go into a VR, make their business into a VR experience, whether it be a digital brochure or they've got a live band they're trying to shoot. Because by the time we get to it, I mean, there's already 3D cameras and that sort of stuff at the moment, but it's like, the first sort of Nokias that are coming out. They're good. They do the job, the first sort of iPhone.
Yeah.
But now you got stuff which is comparable with your SLRs and that sort of thing. So 5 or 6 years' time, when this technology is forced to catch up to the hardware for these major tech companies that have released it, it'll be, one of those things that you can just do. Go home, grab your phone, shoot your business, or you've got a new
That's fantastic.
product, film the product, upload it, and someone can buy it, in the VR world. Which, the way it's growing, you're probably talking another 5 years, there'll be 500 million people that'll have VR headsets plus.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's relatable to everyone, really. Even me thinking now, standing here is like motorsport, brewing beer.
Yeah, F1
coming
already
to
does
the new raunchy tap house in Mount Lolly.
Yeah, I want to talk about this. Talking about Mr. Man who touches golf. Enough of my VR stuff at the moment. Strippers and booze and naked people. But yeah, man, congratulations on the lease today.
Yeah, it's going to be
It's
exciting,
huge.
and that should be something that we had to add to the virtual reality world. I was
I
reckoning.
remember the first day we're sitting in the bar and you're like, I'm going to do this. I was like, okay. Even I was like, man, you might have to do this, that, and the other. Like, no, fuck it, I'm doing this. I said, cool. If anyone can do it, man, you're the only person I know that would pull it off, and you have. And mate, I'm just so proud of you.
But
Yeah.
we got it into Pirate Bar. Pirate Bar in North Perth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they took it today as well. Which is
Oh,
great.
they took raunchy.
How many venues you got so far?
We're over 50 now. I didn't actually do a latest count. I'd say maybe 58.
Wow.
We got Patriots tomorrow.
Wow.
Yes, and it's tap beer.
Snowball, mate.
Yeah, it's tap. It's
Snowballing.
just gone off. So our stout has actually taken off hugely since St. Patrick's Day. I don't know if
Well, I had the launch of it, and that's better than Guinness.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is the best stout on the market. I'm not just saying that to plug in because I'm getting a free case at the end of this. But I'm just saying.
Free case of kegs.
Free case. See, I don't even know. I was trying to bullshit and then I came up with the wrong fucking terminology. I know in a
But
bar.
I like where your head was.
But yeah, honestly, it is the tastiest stout on the market. You should be very proud of what you made. And I know when you start putting these into the awards and submitting them to be tested, I know you're going to come away with some serious prizes there, and that's going to be.
That's me and Robin speaking about it. The stout is actually just, even for us, it's a surprised me actually, to be honest.
And
Oh,
you
it's
get it, but
delicious.
You
It
get
really
it.
is.
You get it. Your mate goes, "Oh, I'm going to launch a beer label," and you go, "Yeah, okay, mate, no worries." And you taste it, and I'm not one of these guys that's like, if it's shit, I'll say it's shit.
Yeah.
But I was like, when I first started the lager, I was like, "Hey, this is good." And the diesel, this first time I did this is amazing.
For a 6%
Pass
beer.
me your slick chick, so I tried that.
So you've got 5 now, isn't it? You've got Sir Henry's, obviously, the lager, Heavy Diesel, Slick Chicks, and
new one.
you're about to do a 3.5.
I love this. I love the name. When you sent me the photo the other day, I was just like, "Genius." So what's this? This is summer ale.
Summer Ale, the Slick Chicks, named after Steve Lisinski's restaurant in Mount Hawthorne.
Yeah, that was an era. Yeah,
In era, yeah. So we've
that's nice.
dedicated, yeah. So a bit more fruity, that one.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
That's comparable with
slightly-
most summer ales, mate. That's up there for sure.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not a
it-
big summer ale fan, but that's good. That's good.
kind of crafty, but our cores are good.
Mm.
But we talk about beer on the show a lot, so we obviously always crack a beer, which is nice with our Perth mates. Isn't it a very Aussie thing to do? Have
It
have a
is.
beer, and we
He's
just-
more Australian
Yeah.
than most Australians.
Isn't he? Isn't he? Don't say that to him.
go,
No,
mate.
he doesn't like
No,
that.
no.
No. I'm proud.
I've seen him with Irish people. They don't even accept him as an Irishman anymore. They're like,
What's this
I can't
guy?
understand you.
What was the funniest thing happened recently was
We were at the corner bar there, and that bird was talking to you, and you're like, oh yeah. And I turn around, and you're like, oh, I can't fucking understand it.
Oh yeah, what
Irish bird.
yeah. It's been so long.
It was amazing. How'd you go when you went home? Was everyone like, you've changed?
They definitely say that I have a twang now. Yeah, like I definitely have an Australian twang, and some of the
Really?
the words I say reckon, and there's a lot of words I didn't even realize I was saying, which is just normal slang over here, I guess.
Mm.
And Yeah, they picked up on it.
How'd you guys
There you
meet?
go. So we met at the Voodoo Lounge,
So
actually.
that was,
That was the
Jet
first
Wrestling,
time we met, yeah. So
Ah.
we actually both rocked up separately. I
Oh,
was with
right.
Adam Maguire, you know, Adam.
Yeah, Adam. DJ
and
Adam.
DJ AMAC.
Yeah,
Does he
he's the
still
best.
DJ for you?
No, he's not allowed to. He's got a wife and a kid now.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Love you, mate, if you're listening. I understand.
He's probably downstairs. He works
Hardest
downstairs.
part-
Upstairs, downstairs.
He's the guy who's the bed out
downstairs.
the
yeah.
downstairs.
back. Yeah, it's hardest part of my job is telling people what I do till they meet me. Oh, I thought you were going to be this 400-pound big Greek guy with a gold chain and kebab in your hand. Actually, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
The Tony
I
Mafia.
get,
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
get, I get that a lot too. Everyone's like, "Oh, you own Raunchy." I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting that.
Yeah.
Still got it. It's good.
Yeah, it's great.
It's good.
The Aussie Irish.
Well, it's just like, well, who else is going to know about drinking but an Irishman?
Well,
Like, come on,
yeah,
seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
so
love it.
Where are we up to now? Yeah, I do love it, Rob. Yeah, it's not a bad. But that's not
How's
a
the,
bad.
how's the motorsport stuff going?
We sold out our April event.
Well done.
Yeah, so April sold out. We're in Darwin this year. We've Collie in July. We have Collie in October, and yeah, Darwin's going to be in September.
Incredible.
17 teams for Darwin already, so we've 8 teams going from WA.
Mental.
Absolutely
How,
hectic.
did you see that? You should send me that photo of that, the racetrack up there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, still doing the research on it, but
yeah.
I reckon it's a goer.
That was
Collie
fantastic.
or the
No,
new
we-
one, the
we've-
membership racetrack.
Yeah, the membership. What's it called again?
Club Mulia.
Mulia, yeah.
Mm.
So we
It's
flew
supposed to be this full on.
Yeah, it was meant to be built by now. That's why I went.
Yeah.
That's why I went for a little scenic flight just to have a look at it. It's so surreal though. It's a great thing to talk about. Thanks, Tony, for bringing it up because you fly north of Perth up towards Bindoon and green, and then suddenly in the distance you see a bit of sand, and this fantastic world class racetrack is just dumped. And it literally looks like it's been dumped there in the middle of nowhere. Nothing around it. It's very clean, left very nicely tidied, finished to a certain point, and then they've just taken everything away.
Really?
It's just sitting there.
What's happened? Do you have any idea what's happened to it, or is it stopped funding, or they
I
just
only
run away with the
wa- I
money,
only-
or
I know one person who's invested 50 grand into it for the membership,
Mm.
and a couple of rumors are they've gone bankrupt. It's Asian investment, I think.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a bit strange when like the likes of Mark McGowan or whoever or Labour haven't gone up and invested a bit of time or promoted this project, which is meant to be $10 million project.
Yeah,
it's
well,
meant to be
a
pretty
shed
big.
is 250k. Well, from memory, it's 250k a year to rent a shed to put a car in there, and it had a artificial beach. It was
And a
full on.
golf club
Golf,
as well.
yeah, the whole thing, and it's like world class because all the performance cars, all the supercars were doing the Jandakot Airport and places like that, doing those race wars and all that, and they were just chewing up their fenders and all that because it was just all rough. So they've gone, there's definitely a market for it. The new free ride to Bindoon, it's only 45 minutes to get to. It's faster to get to Bindoon than it is to get to bloody
Go south and come back
go
up
south
again.
and come back up again. Yeah, to Rockingham. So everyone was frothing over it because it's a world class. You could put F1 on it pretty much. It's that amazing, you know. And no,
It's a real shame, and someone should pick it up, and that's why I kind of went to have a look because I do have a few investors in motorsport that would, hopefully a few
Pull
will
it together.
pull together, and finish it because at this stage, at least if they seal it, it won't get washed away.
yeah. Even
Where
if you
it's
just seal that track, get a bitumen. It doesn't matter if it was semi-bunky. It's still a brand new track.
It looks fantastic out there. It's a great spot. There's nothing anywhere close to it. It's the maddest thing ever. It's just someone's like dropped it there,
So at the moment, it's just dirt.
Have you
They've
seen?
actually.
Have you seen the videos I put up on Facebook now?
I saw a picture, or I
Yeah.
saw one little video. So it's just essentially
That's it.
dirt,
That's it. Yeah, it's just
and it's in the shape, but it's not
yeah,
sealed
but
yet.
That would have been $2 million to do that. Up to
Wow.
to get it because it's huge. So it looks small, I guess, on the videos and photos I took, but that's huge.
It's
like,
massive,
That's,
yeah.
that straight is probably 1.5 kilometers, or roughly, I'd say. But yeah, it's fantastic. So I hope someone picks it up and doesn't just go.
I wonder how much the land is. I know most of the Asian consortiums bought up most of Gingin and Bindoon. Bindoon went up 38% property price.
Isn't that insane?
A couple of years back, a friend of mine had a house there, and she was like made stupid offers for it. And I know most of all that land is gone because they were looking at it's the next big hub apparently, and that's why that was being put up there, Club Mulia. But I wonder what that land is worth now. I mean, in about a year's time, property is going to be dropping pretty fast.
Yeah, I reckon.
So I reckon you could probably pick it up for a song. It might be a couple mil.
It'd be still a big investment to finish it and have it right. But
Yeah,
it's definitely not worth letting it go to waste since they've done a lot of the groundwork and hard work. So
That's amazing because they had such a big marketing campaign around it. They had
Huge.
all these amazing videos, and it
Yeah.
looked like it was going to be brilliant. And so they've sort of got a quarter of the way, and then it's just gone bang out of money.
They wouldn't even be a quarter of the way. I
Mm,
mean,
investors gone.
It's just the earthworks have been done. They've laid the literally laid the earthworks for the track, and cleared the land, and that's about it.
Yeah.
What would have to happen next is the bitumen, all the groundworks, all the waters, all the plumbing, the electrical. That's a
huge, yeah.
massive job.
I got to
Plus
admit,
it's all clay up there.
I was skeptical about that one. I'm not surprised. We are where we are.
It's like when they put like, how much do we make? 40 million. What are we going to do? Spend 2 million on putting the site down and fuck off. I was like, okay, it's a good business deal.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's a shame, really, but hopefully someone in WA picks it up and finishes it some bit so we can use it. Because I'd love to run our beers events there. That would be pretty cool.
Let's just go buy it.
Dirt event.
Let's go buy it. Yeah.
Let's
Let's do a full dirt event.
Put
mate.
in an offer.
Let's
But
go find
no
the
one
money.
seems to know about it that much when you ask them. So we might be able to get in a low bid.
It's very
I'll ask the
secretive.
council. I know the people at the council.
Yeah, it'd just be interesting to see. Unless it is privately owned, I guess then it'll just sit there and nothing will happen with it.
Yeah, I'd say the land's probably on. They might just gone, wait a second, we're going to build this track, or we can split it up 500 block, 500 squares each, and make 3 times as amount. Like it's sometimes just a
Wow.
business deal. you know?
That's the thing, isn't it? Turn it into housing, and that's
How much
money.
How much money could you actually make from a resort like that? With how many people have supercars to run there?
Mm.
Say you kind of cap out at, say 30 sheds at 250K a year. It's a good business deal. But you might find that we can make 100 mil if we sell the land off because it's popular because everyone's bought out. There's no other land available.
Yeah.
But there's not. Yeah,
So I know.
I don't know if the land that are valuable really. Where it is there's nothing else around it.
Yeah,
Like,
Mullia
it's-
Bean Road. Another
Oh,
one,
yeah.
yeah. It's up on, there's the old Bindon Rock site up on the left part. But literally mostly, because I as soon as I heard they were selling, I went to go buy, I was going to buy a property. It was like 500,000 for like 8 hectares. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's huge.
And then that went up to 950 with overnight pretty much.
Mm.
And it was sold the next day. I didn't even get a chance to bid on it. I was like, look,
Yeah,
it's a
right.
retirement. It's a retirement. You could go live up there. It's still with the new freeway, only 45 minutes away. But yeah, so I know it's popular, but for what reason? Well, who knows what's going to happen up there?
Mm.
What's
All
the-
I know about Bindoon is that Bindoon rocks, and that's
Yeah.
about it. Like,
Yeah,
they
that
still
was
run
I don't
this-
know what
do
else
they
is
s-
out there.
Do they run rock festivals there anymore?
No. It's a Gazetted
Mm.
Rock site, but they don't do much anymore.
Yeah.
So what's going on in Robbie's world, mate?
Oh, mate, just radio, just hanging out in this studio 5 days a week.
How's your voice, mate? Your voice is so good for radio.
Oh, you reckon?
Sure.
Yours isn't bad either, actually, there, Tone. It's very smooth and nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank you very much. I've done my fair share at old Red FM with my voiceovers for them and all that sort of stuff. It was
That
good
you
fun.
have back in the day. We miss you, actually.
Yeah, it was
well,
good
when I
fun.
say we don't exist anymore,
exactly.
unfortunately. But burn. But actually, Red FM is now technically in this studio, so you're back here, Tony,
Hey,
in some
it
way.
feels like home. Is this Triple M's? Triple M's like taken. Where it's like, we're going to the enemy. I was saying Triple M used to be 96 FM. Now they own everything now, don't they? Pretty much.
Oh, no, 96 FM standalone, Nova's standalone. We've got Triple M and Mix 94.5, which is downstairs. So
Mix
yeah.
94.5.
that's the one. That is the one.
It's drilled into my brain
You've been listening to that one a bit, mate.
since the past 20 years. Yeah.
Oh, that's your station of choice. We're going to have to get you across to Triple M, mate.
Yeah, definitely. I'm here. I'm here already.
Yeah,
That's why I'm
you're
here.
in the studio.
I don't listen to anything else but 92.7. I mean 9.
Ooh. We'll pay
No,
that.
no,
We'll
I'm joking.
pay that.
I love you, man. You know that. I'm a shit stirrer.
No, things have been going well with me, mate. We've just bought a horse, actually, which
A
is
horse?
quite exciting. Yeah.
Hey, you haven't told me about this.
Yeah, I have. I'm pretty sure.
Which horse?
Oh,
When?
maybe I haven't. It's yet to be named. We've got about a toenail. We've got about 10% between a group of us. But, yeah, it should
Oh,
be
no,
racing
you
in a
did-
year or so.
Yeah. Hang on, when did you buy this horse?
About 2 months ago,
Oh, no,
or
maybe.
about a month ago, they had the Magic Million auctions. We all got together, did a syndicate after working there for Own the Dream. And yeah, so we took a little piece of a horse out of Bondi and Watusi or
Wow.
Wawatusi. So
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they sound. I recognise those names.
yeah, I think
cool.
Bondi's done all right. I don't
Yeah.
know much about Wawatusi, but yeah, Bondi's had some winners.
Wawatusi's up there, man. I remember. I've heard that quite a lot.
Well, that's bloody good to hear then.
Yeah. So Wawatusi, yeah.
And what's
It's a name you don't really hear. It's not like
No, it's
Oh no, sorry. I was thinking about a stripper 6 months ago.
I remember that one.
That was Shaniqua's mate. Actually, in a gas tank.
Very
Boom,
well
boom.
played. That's very good.
What happens next? So, Rob, you own a toenail of a horse, and
You get a share of a toenail on a horse.
You get a share of a toenail,
which
yeah.
sometimes is pretty good.
Pretty
Yeah.
good. But so where's the horse now? Is it broken yet, or is it?
So it's at the Grant and Alana Williams stables, which is down Mandurah way.
Yep.
It's been trained for the next year. Like they have to break it in and they have to sort of get it ready to race. And from there, it'll go.
That's exciting, though. It's always fun to have something that, when you are racing or betting, at least you have something that you're following, I guess. And
Exactly. And you don't get in it to make money. Like, that's the biggest mistake, unless you're pretty rich, and you can buy the horse and it's no dramas. You just buy a little percentage. That's enough to be in on ownership. You sort of get to go along to all
it's exciting,
the Vantage and that at Ascot. Best way to do it.
The money's in the stud farms, apparently.
Yeah. Big time.
It's like
huge money in it, yeah, absolutely.
mental.
Yeah. If you get a good horse and
the money they pay when you have to go there and
the old set.
get that thing out of that horse.
Yeah.
$100,000 an hour for those workers, man.
Yeah,
Gotta
mate,
have
they
strong
charge
arms.
good money.
I'm sorry, I'm making this dirty. I'm going to shut the fuck up.
That's too funny, though. It's a good graphic, I must say.
Yeah. I'll never do it again.
So AI, what's going on with it, mate?
Right.
What
You want to have a try?
what happens? Yeah.
You should definitely have a try. I don't think I've actually tried this one. You gave me one.
Oh, there's a new version. Yeah,
way,
this
like,
one, a new
what a year
update's
ago.
come out.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
It's new for us both, Rob.
So how do we do this? You got to keep your headphones on.
Yeah, we can,
Okay.
it's going to record us anyway. So when you're talking in the mic, it records you. So we can watch Rob's experience, and I can have a quick go
Yeah.
again.
Do you want to come round here?
Yeah, okay, let's do this.
So you think about it when, as someone who's at home and would never be able to experience this type of entertainment.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
it's fantastic that it's going to.
Use this one here.
And it's not just strip clubs; it can be.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like, it's not just strip clubs. I mean, this is cool and a lot of fun. Not going to lie there at all. But it could be anything.
Oh, yeah, exactly right. So we're dealing with, hopefully we're going to be dealing with one of the people that's interested is a friend of ours, or a friend of mine, Rufus Taylor, Roger Taylor's son from Queen. He's in the Darkness.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think you guys have. He comes to the club whenever he's in town. So we're going to talk to him. We talked to him about coming on as a music ambassador, which he's keen on, and as a shareholder. And yeah, he'll head up the music side. So do Foo Fighters live.
That's so good. Queen,
Sorry?
the
Trigger on the
Darkness.
white dot, is it?
Yeah. Try the
Am
other.
I on the right one?
Oh, here goes Ian. Where are you, mate?
Are
you at the front?
I'm outside. Girls.
Yeah, click the
Ah.
enter.
Click the door, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Welcome to Girls, Virtual Night Out's Premium Gentlemen's Club. Please welcome to the stage, Harley and Violet. Sit back, relax, and
The last time you did it, Tone, it wasn't the Voodoo, was it? It was just another kind of generic club you had on it? was it?
Yeah, we just had some generic thing, but no, we just had test shooting when we did the first one. Went through about 5 rounds of test shooting for the right lighting. The cameras that you use, you've got to. Every girl has a different skin tone. The sound,
Yep.
like it's layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. It's about 5 to 6K for 5-6 hours worth of footage.
Wow.
So yeah, you got to really nail what you're doing to get it. So we did a lot of test footage, and then it's great. Now we figured out the formula. We know what we're doing. We know how to do it cost effectively, smart. And now next thing we're shooting is the live music to prove the live music model.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That'll be our MVP. And then we put that out to with a company called Digital Ninja in the US for 100 million people. See what goes from there. See what comes back in. See what they spend. And that proves a financial model that it's actually a business that can take up. So the investors are. They believe in the project, which has been amazing.
That's awesome. And while we talk very seriously here, we can see Ian over there in the background. He's having a go at it himself.
So all he was, hi, my name's Saki.
Like, I don't need her name.
So what about stuff like music rights? Is it hard to get music actually in the virtual reality
Oh,
world?
no, really. It's like anything else. Like you'd film something, so the licenses, you have to go through the right channels, the booking agents, the labels, and everyone gets their cut.
Yep.
Essentially, if you can walk away with $1 after they've made whatever they've sold,
Mm-hmm.
but you're talking, 50 million people turn around and buy a Foo Fighters concert overnight, and all you've made is $1. It's not a bad day at the office.
Yeah, yeah.
10 cents is not a bad day at the office.
Well,
It's
exactly.
a numbers game, and that's what we're going for, is the numbers game at an affordable rate. So normally you spend $50 or $100 for a dance, you'd be spending $5 for a dance.
Yep.
So if you only got 50, normally you'll go out and spend $400 when people can't have that thing. They'll be getting a 6-pack of raunchy.
Yep.
And,
Hey.
staying at home, spending $10 to $15 on entertainment, watching a live music, going for a few experiences, some free, some paid, getting a couple of dances, watch a movie. And that's their entertainment, but they feel like they've actually done something.
How good is that? Oh,
Mike?
can you see your hands, Ian? See, I couldn't see mine.
The lines. What were you saying about that, Tony?
Oh, there's a function which I didn't actually realize because it's not hooked up to Wi-Fi. I haven't turned on. You can actually see your haptic hands come up and
Oh, wow.
have a little bit of fun that way. It's pretty
That's
funny.
pretty crazy, actually.
The technologies, and that's, again, we're in the wild west of technology. I can't see what happens give it another 2 or 3 years' time. It'll be mental. They'll be in just glasses like this.
Yeah.
Have to be,
Ah, gotcha.
And at the moment, I've taken the side blinders off as well, so you're getting light in from the side, but normally there's side blinders as well, which completely block it out.
Gotcha.
And I did that just purely because it's, it's not a...
It's unbelievably close, eh? As you said, Tom, it's like
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Look how happy you said I was smiling
Yeah, I
before.
know.
Look at that big Irish grin.
I think the mirror is really cool, and like the fact, obviously, even the roof of the club is there, like the whole.
Listen to him.
It's mad.
Yeah. Now you take that, for instance, if you had when we reshoot the main world, we reshoot the proper one, not the test footage like this. This is top level test footage for what we do next. But we actually have a full room full of actors, people silenced, pipe in the sound, pipe in the talking, all that sort of stuff there.
Yep.
And you're sitting down at the podium or you're sitting in there and there's people like as if you're out. So you take that into I always look back to the disabled sector or people that can't come out. They don't have that social interaction of being in or public. Say for instance, have people who have fear of being in public.
Yeah.
This now you can take someone out, don't feel, they can actually try and get over their fears for certain things,
So, what about this? Could me and, for example, me and Ian
Sync your
have
headsets.
a set each, and then we could go out together?
Yeah. So
Yeah, okay, cool.
the whole plan is that in the pre-seed main world build is that you can sync headsets. So you say for instance Kiss, we've got Kiss recorded live.
Yep.
And the difference is this is available on mobile devices right through to VR headsets. So you can take this with a $3 Google Cardboard and have an experience, or you can go right through to a $2,000 headset and have an experience. But what it does is breaks down the barrier for people with economic problems.
Yeah.
So old poor Tony has $3.50 on his mobile phone, and old Robbie has got the $2,500 headset. We're all going to watch Kiss live. We're going to sync our experience. You add your mate.
Yep.
And then the person who hosts it, press play, and everyone can watch the concert. Whether you're here in Dubai or wherever.
Yeah. But
And
the
talk.
more you spend, the better experience you have
Of
as
course,
far as
with
headsets.
anything,
Yep.
you can buy a Datsun 120Y, which I still love,
Yeah.
or you can you can have yourself a Ferrari. The more money you spend, the more experience it's going to be. But this is eventually will come down where it's going to be maybe $500-600. Like the Quest 2 Pro is only $600, landed to your place off Amazon next day.
Yep.
Very good experience. This is the first of the next model coming out, $2,500, but this will eventually go down to what it is. Apple's going to be about $3,000 when it comes out. That'll come down to $1,000 eventually.
Yep.
As a tech, with any tech, like this tech was released 20 years ago. We're only just getting it now, so to speak.
So what were the Google Cardboards you're talking about? Is that literally just
a piece of card?
pair?
Yeah, you can get a piece of cardboard.
Yeah.
So that you buy it. It folds out. It's got 2 lenses in it. You slot your phone in. You get one from JB Hi-Fi. It's a little plastic one. You slot your phone in. Back when VR first came out, you can buy them for $5, $10, $20, $30, $100. Different experiences that you just take your phone. And we've programmed this so that it downgrades the video right down to your phone, to whether it be iPhone. We shoot this in 8K.
So you're just watching it like that,
Yeah,
essentially.
But
Okay,
with
that's crazy.
With this, there is a bit of tech to it. Even the $3.50 cardboard, Google Cardboard, still has special type of lenses that pull it together. It's like the old Magic Eye and brings it into a 3D experience. But it's a $3.50 experience.
Yeah, mad.
That there is a fully immersive entertainment system.
Yeah.
You ever play games on these? You got like fighter pilot games, and you got stick and controller, and you're in the cockpit. You're looking around the cockpit, and you can fly, and you're doing 360. You actually get vertigo, almost want to puke. So,
That's crazy. Oh, you're done, Ian. You're done. You've got the glasses off now.
Oh, I've taken them off. Yeah, just thought, it got to a point in the. No, it's No, that's fantastic because I haven't seen that one yet, Tone.
Yeah.
The last one was just kind of a generic.
Yeah, that was our very first, let's see if we can actually do this. So obviously we had first lot of investors, like, this is what we want to do. And they're like, can you do it? I'm like, well, here's the company. This is what we plan to do. We're pretty sure we can pull it off,
Yeah.
and here's some experiences of what they've done with other things, but this has never been done before. It's new tech, it's new design, it's new concept. Let's you know, if you believe in it like we believe in it,
Mm.
let's give it
Yeah.
a go. And they did, and we did, and we nailed everything we've said we're going to nail so far. Now our next phase is to make it so it's generically available to the public to be able to upload their own stuff to VR and go. Say for the tattoo studio wants to do a digital pro show, come in. By the time all this stuff goes off, you can still do it now. With Samsung does 3D videos.
Mm.
You can sit there, film your studio on a tripod or whatever it is, or pay someone to come in, a production company, or get something, you know, like a Nano 360 Nano or something. This stuff that's available for $1,000. Shoot that, download the footage into there, upload it, put a price point to it, or just say it's available in your world. And that's how easy we need to make it. Because
So is the idea like, so when I first put that headset on, I was standing in the middle of the street and I could look around and there was shops all around me and I saw one of them was for lease. So
Yeah.
is the idea that you'll essentially have a whole world where you can
Yeah,
sell
so-
real estate or lease out
exactly
real estate
right.
to shops?
So that would say around Piazza is like a district.
Mm.
There's multiple districts. So you saw the sporting district, you saw the adventure district, the Luna Park, let's have stuff there. So you would travel between the district to experience different things.
Yeah.
But let's say the front end. The back end would be a business coming in and saying, hey, we have an adventure park. We want to digitize this into a VR experience, but what do we do? So that's great. Well, you can either do it on the cheap or you can go hire a production company that comes and do it. Or we have a production company come and do it. We'll film every experience you've got in the first person point of view. We'll develop your park in 3D so people can walk around in 3D and have this amazing, you could have whales flying through there, whatever the hell you want. But as soon as they go to get the experience, bang, they're inside a real haptic roller coaster ride. Or
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's seriously
but
nuts.
making it affordable is the main thing. Which is the
Yeah,
next,
making
next
it accessible
yeah,
for
so
everyone.
motor racing. So there's already F1 sort of does it here and there, a little bit there and there, but it's not getting to the point when, say, our vision would be that every single person has, every single car has a VR headset that you can switch between. So say you're in the F1, there's 40 cars in the F1, and you're in pole position, and you're in that, and you can look around, and you're in the cockpit of where the guy is getting a feed, and you go, I want to see what's happening behind, or you might have, McLaren, I want to be in the McLaren car, different set of experiences. you know?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Or I want to be on the side of the track and watch them go past, woo, 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 Or I want to be in the pit. I want to be on the headset of the guy that's watching the.
But I
Wheels
guess
being
it's
changed.
like everyone watching YouTube channels these days. Seth MacFarlane, is it? Or is
Oh,
that
yeah,
right?
from Family Guy.
No, sorry, not
Seth
Seth.
MacFarlane?
What's his name? Cletus. Sorry, MacFarlane. And he's got some racetrack that he owns in America, and he does all these mad stuff, kind of like what we do over here at Beers, I guess. But it's huge, it's growing, and or is it like the Logan brothers, isn't it? Go watch one of their boxing matches and be in the ring when they're fighting.
Yeah,
Floyd
well-
Mayweather.
Oh, can you do VR with them?
NBA.
Not yet, but that's where it's going.
NBA just
Oh,
did
gotcha.
it.
Yep.
NBA just did it. Sony set up these 6 cameras they've developed for it, and they mapped the entire floor, and all the players had 3D points on them, and they rendered them live with like avatar skins, like a photo matched avatar skins, and then everything that happened on that court, everything was put into this supercomputer, and then people could sit there and they could walk around this basketball court as the basketball court was happening.
Crazy.
But the tech is so fucking expensive that it's not generic yet. They just want to see if they could do
it'll
it.
take a while, yeah, but
Staples Arena. did it.
But imagine that when you want to actually watch a sporting event on TV, and I'm sure it'll get to this stage where I want to watch the Bombers on Friday night. I'm not just going to watch it on TV. I'm going to watch it in VR. Like, that is so
Yeah.
crazy to think about.
Yeah, and you'll be there. You'll be in the crowd.
Yeah.
And you look over. Eventually, it'll be like Ready Player One, where everyone's talking, that sort of stuff. It'll be a real world you're living in. That's 20, 30, 40, 50 years away. But there'll be an experience where you're sitting there. Like, heaps of people have tried it. It's just that, like, for instance, you say like Roblox or Minecraft or any of these major sort of metaverses that come together where everything's so blocky. You go, why is it, we've just had Grand Theft Auto where they look real, or we've got other games, like Call of War or whatever it is, like these things look incredible. Yeah, that's great when you have your PS5 with, million fucking gigabytes of fucking terabytes of hard drive to space to run it. But when you've got 500,000 people dialing into a central CPU to run it, the most these graphics can come up with is a block thing for it not to crash.
Yeah.
So we haven't even reached that technology yet to be able to handle it in this sort of,
capacity.
reality.
Yeah.
But
I wonder
your
if,
VR, you could have a VR camera here,
Yeah.
shooting live, fed to, like right now, 20 grand, could have a VR camera sitting there with a live feed that would go to, say, a server that you've built that runs it through this headset that would come up, ping, Robbie's thing, and they would be able to sit there and
people can
at
sit
the
in the
desk
podcast.
and look at what's going on.
Yeah. Well, that's what I reckon the crazy thing will be. Like, take our workplaces, for example. Zoom meetings and team
Already
meetings are a
happening.
big thing now.
Already happening.
Is everyone going to just sit at
Already
home with their
happening.
VR glasses on and just
I can map.
sit there and chat?
So at the start, you saw me
It's
map,
crazy.
map the floor.
Yep.
I mapped the desk as well. So we could walk around here and still use this thing. But currently at the moment, people are using VR. They map where their keyboard is, their screens and everything like that. And then bang, they've got Lord of the Rings, Mordor sitting there in the background while they're working at their house during the day. There's people that live in these worlds. I'll send you a video.
Crazy.
They're sitting there, their experience, their real life experience is far better in here, living in a 1-bedroom apartment in China. And in their headset, they've got the views of the Giza pyramids. They go and have their shower like that. They're watching a big screen TV in their bed and it doesn't exist. It's all in these headsets.
Yeah.
I'll send you a video. It's incredible.
That's nuts, isn't it?
But that's why I say when we did it, 25 and upwards, we experienced isolation depression. The bell curve of learning is like, oh, it's not really my thing. 25 and downwards, let alone you take a 5-year-old kid who can completely work an iPad,
Yeah.
And think about us with our parents that don't know how to use a computer.
Yeah.
We're going to be like that in another 20 years' time where we're like, what are you talking about? Oh, Dad, can't you just blink and get the TV on? You're like,
Yeah.
I don't know how. Like,
They're born with an iPad in hand.
Yeah, totally.
It's crazy.
yeah.
Wow, that's a new world.
But we did adult entertainment because I control that. The contracts, the laws, the legals, the girls, they all work. They pay for us, pay to work for. They pay me to work there.
Yeah.
At the club, so we had all that stuff in there. So it was easy for me to control that as a first experience. And also, 35% of all internet searches are adult content. So rather, if I turned around and said, "Oh, let's go roller coaster rides," there's no way I would have raised capital saying we're going to go and try sell roller coaster rides and probably do this later. So that was just the easiest way to market, not the primary use of this. Think we're a shopping center that has multiple businesses in there. When we host the shopping center that people dial into, and you can go in there as a consumer and have any experience you want.
That's crazy.
It's very similar to what I've done with the Raunchy brand.
Yeah.
We've used Raunchy to get the beer out. Now we're doing Sir Henry's, which is not even Raunchy.
Dude,
it's just an Irish stout, so it gives us that platform.
That is
stepping stone.
honestly, and everyone I talk to, is the smartest marketing campaign I've ever seen anyone do. You've taken an established West Australian brand that everyone at the first glance recognises and built something special around it. This is going to be, for me, I know this is going to be as big as any Australian beer. Shortcut 5 years.
Officially bigger than Foster's in Perth, by the way.
Is it?
Officially, everyone over says, "Oh, hey man, you got any Fosters over there?" Like they don't even fucking serve that shit in the pubs, man. Like, what do you mean?
So
it's
we're officially
Australian
bigger
beer.
than
No, that's
Foster's.
made in some
You've
other
heard it here
countries.
first.
Yeah. If you're an Aussie and you haven't been overseas, you haven't drank a Foster's, I don't reckon.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Not,
Mad, isn't it?
That's crazy. Bigger than Foster's in
Bigger
WA.
than Foster's in Perth, mate. And
Well
we
done, mate.
we're going to do the 20-minute Foster's challenge. You have 20 minutes to go get a Foster's, or
20 minutes to find a Rochi.
20 minutes to find a Raunchy.
Yeah, no one's winning the Foster's
No
bid.
one's wearing the Foster's one.
So, are you ever thought about doing other things in your motorsport? So, you like motorcycles or anything like that, or dirt tracks, or
Darwin, this year is our first one. I've booked the track in Darwin, Hidden Valley, 2 dates next year already, and then pushing into Adelaide down to the Bend, and then over to Melbourne to the Cedar Park. Which
but
is
I'm talking like
something else.
as in like motocross or motorcycles or like sprint cars or any of that sort of. You ever thought about anything other than the 24-hour? Because
Not just yet. I guess I kind of have to prove myself in motorsport as well, that we deliver a good concept, and the budget again is like introducing people to motorsport. That there's actually funny the voodoo comes back around again. But our main one rule in beers is no dickheads,
Yeah.
which we took from the club years ago.
yeah,
And it works so good because in motorsport, like a lot of other clubs and whatever else, you get people that are just dickheads, and they, they're motorsport dickheads, I guess is the best way to put it. They just don't want to, don't want to have fun. They don't want to enjoy it. And so what we're trying to do is bring in amateurs. We want people to come and have fun, that kind of son and dad experience.
Yeah.
They come, build a car together, race it.
and not feel like they're gonna get fucking bashed at the end of the
Not
night.
bashed out. No people getting upset about it. There's no trophies for winning. We give trophies out for the spirit of beers and the shittest car. And
Yeah, it's beautiful.
it's a nice way of doing it. And even people that have been racing for years, professional racers are now racing in our event and sponsoring the event, taking naming rights. And all
You
that
guys
good
had the
stuff.
Ferrari mechanics, didn't yours?
Yeah, so we
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
And that
Guys
team,
that are like
yeah,
up there. Guys that,
Bambi A is their team, yeah, and there's we have two Ferrari second name guys who work for Ferrari as well in Barbagallo's that are racing with us. Paul Stubber is racing with us now as well, and who's, if you ever Google Paul Stubber, he's late model speedway champion in Australia. He's 63 now, but he's still racing. He beat the lap record at Collie 2 weeks ago in the historicals. We're racing at the V8 supercars in 2 weeks' time. sorry, 3 weeks time. The weekend after beers, actually, we're racing at Barbagallo as well.
Yeah.
Or Carco.co, whatever they call it now.
Have you seen that?
What's it called? Carco.com. Arena.
Carco.com.au raceway.
Oh,
Have you,
I didn't know
have you
that.
seen the Harley chariots?
No.
So
Like the three-wheelers?
no,
or-
so there's 2 Harley Davidsons that have been welded across essentially.
Huh.
And there's a chariot behind it, and they drive it like with 2 sticks, like you would drive.
That's
two fucking horses
crazy.
back in Ben Hur kind of shit.
And they're Harleys.
Yeah, it's insane.
What are they doing with them? Are they racing them with another chariot, or are
Like
they
about
just
5 other teams, like round and round a spin. It's like
Wow.
I would drive
expensive
anywhere to see
racing.
Where are they doing that, Tony? In America or here?
that. Yeah, Harley chariot.
It's expensive racing, isn't it, to get a couple of Harleys,
Hang on,
put
Rob.
a chariot on them?
Any racing is expensive. Even our budget stuff works out to be not expensive, but
There you
it's
go.
just there's a lot of money. Oh, here we go. That is wild, but I like it.
That's nuts.
And the thing's just on the limiter.
Chariots of Fire.
Yeah, that's dirt. That's the dirt one, but it's
Yeah.
no, it's big. Apparently, it's big. I had no idea, and I saw it. I was just like, that's got to be a joke.
Did you see our April Fool's joke for beers by the
No.
post we put up now? So Keelan and myself realised it was April Fool's Day last Saturday, so we put up a post about. Hang on, I'll just read it out. Actually, talk among yourselves for 1 second, and I'll find the actual post because Keelan's is a very good man with way of words, so I don't want to mess it up because he did a very good job on, and I think we tricked 12 people, did we?
I don't think I saw this.
No, we put it on the beers. Here we go. So, Beerians, we decided to bring you the most exciting extreme racing that is on offer in Australia. So we are very excited to announce brand new event to add to our calendar. 4th of July, Independence Day. From lunch, we are holding the very first Beers Thunderdome, 240 minutes, 24 teams. Oh, sorry, the Thunderdome 240. 24 teams.
Thunderdome.
Yeah, 24 teams enter, 1 team leaves. We are offering non-stop demolition derby action event on an off-road course, but like anything you have seen before. We're using the Coal Pit Collie. Oh, hang on. You're used to racing at the Coal Pit Collie Motorplex, but like every event, we're stepping it up and allowing you for the first time access to the actual haul roads at the Collie coal mine, and on a fantastic new circuit. Come be the first experience to drive the real coal pit. I know what you're thinking. How can you run an endurance action demolition circuit? EADC. Anyone know what that means? I don't even.
EADC.
Eat a dick.
Cock.
See you next. See you next
Tuesday.
Tuesday. In a normal demo derby, you race until your car is smashed out of the race. It's hectic. It's fast. It's just like your teenage self. It's quick. It's over too quick.
3.5 minutes of raw power. Sunday.
And that's where we come to change things up. Imagine how cool a demo derby would be if you could repair your car, even swap it out. A demo derby with pits and spare cars. It's extreme. We've managed it. And now we're making it happen. Our demo derby will be held over a minimum of 240 minutes. If you get KO'd, or a highly trained John Deere operator, master brewer, will bravely carnage and the craziness to drag your lifeless rig back to the pits where you can start working on it and get Can't fix it, don't worry. We'll just get you into your side hustle car and go for a round 2, 3 or 7. That's it. There's no limit to how many cars you can bring. Just keep racing. Once we pass the 240 minutes, Keelan's put a lot of time into this.
Yeah.
Anyone who
it's a
read
long
this
thing.
was invested, man.
Once we pass the 240 minutes, we should enter the sudden death round where all cars must run a passenger. That's right. You've been asking for a long time. Run a maid in the car, so we figure why not allow it at our greatest showdown ever.
Lose a limb, 20 points.
Yeah. Your passenger will be responsible for his extreme offense, armed with a paintball gun, bananas, eggs, water balloons full of urine, whatever you can carry. We draw the line at flamethrowers.
It's like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
What, you can throw urine, but you can't have a flamethrower?
Yeah, no
Disappointing.
no flamethrowers, Rob. Yeah, not that one.
Spaceballs, the lunchbox. Spaceballs, the flamethrower. The kids love this one.
Last team standing will win the Holy Grail golden ticket, giving you your team free entry to the Every Beers event for the whole year, basically free beers. Entries open today at 9 till 12 at Scrutineering, and we had 8 entries.
Are you
You're joking.
8 people entered.
You're joking.
No, we're not joking.
Oh,
It
that's
was very
funny
8
as.
very disappointed people.
Did you give them refunds after they paid, or
we didn't
too
actually-
bad, too sad?
Yeah. Well, it was $700 because it was $730 to enter, I think, per team, and yeah, there were flowing in. So it was a very good one.
How funny is that? Well, it goes to show that the joke's on you. You're going to have to run a demolition derby because the
Well,
people want
that's-
it.
Man,
Actually-
demo derbies are
Actually,
awesome.
that's the part that we learned afterwards. Going, this actually sounds like a fantastic event. So now that you asked us, Tony, we're going to do something slightly
Demo
different.
derby,
We might
okay.
do the motorbike chariots as well.
Honestly, if someone does that,
In a
it'll
demo.
be massive.
When I lived up in Port Hedland, they used to do a demolition derby once a year. And
Yeah, I
you'd
remember.
bring your
Yeah.
shit car and you'd
You'd
just
have to
go
have
and wreck each other.
You'd have to have it semi-welded up and protected a little bit,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it wasn't
you had to
that.
have
It wasn't
the-
that bad.
You got to have a bit of a
Yeah.
cage.
You had to have roll bars and all that.
Yeah, they do it at the Quinana Motorplex still inside in the Speedway.
I reckon you should do it. Mate, joke's on you.
Well, yeah, I know, yeah, isn't it?
Call it the Thunderdome. I loved that part. That was the
Thunderdome.
best.
So our themed event.
Thunderdome demo.
Thunderdome. So our themed event in April is Mad Max themed. So you want to see the cars actually that are coming through. We can probably talk about it now. If no one's going to hear it. Well, maybe. Someone's actually got a cab off a small Isuzu truck and completely stripped it back, made it as light as he can, and he's welded it just on top of his race car,
That's amazing.
like a full truck cab. Greg actually from Six Best.
That's so
And,
funny.
they've just welded this whole cab on top, like so, to make it all Mad Max themed.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's
Especially the way Mad Max
commitment.
does. Oh, mate,
huge commitment from that team.
I've got to learn how to weld, man. Seriously, that's something a skill I've always wanted to do and never done.
Why weld when you've got a 3D printer? Just make the thing, mate.
I had
You
a
do
3D
3D
I got a
printers,
3D,
don't you?
I got a 3D printer given
Actually-
to me after my wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tony used to make the Iron Man suits.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that you? Oh, were you talking about that when I was in the
Yeah.
when I was in the strip club? Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I missed that conversation today.
Yeah, my skills from my days at Fox Studios. It was great. Yeah.
Oh, that was fantastic. I always liked that photograph. Was that from your wedding? That photograph of Iron Man sitting on the
Yeah,
dock
that was
with a bride.
that was a guy, a friend of mine. Julian Gemmell, he's a professional cosplayer, and my whole idea at the wedding was coming out. You know, I walk behind a scene, and then through Jarvis, Mr. Iron Man, and then he walks out. She was like, "Get fucked!" Like the first dances with Iron Man. You know, I thought that's
so good.
the only way you can do it, because getting dressed would have been a lot longer. Just a second, 1 minute.
Just give us another 5 minutes. Hey, by the way,
Oh,
Rob,
that's gold.
you handed me this sheet at the start of our podcast. Do you want me to read this out, or you just threw this at me, mate? I needed a bit of training involved. No, these are for you, Tone. I'm going to have to ask you these questions.
Well,
right.
I'm a trained expert as a trained interviewer. I've only done one interview in my life.
I can't answer anything under the grounds of incrimination.
So-
Allegedly is what we use around here.
So the idea, we were actually going to do this at the start, right? So it's a bit of a warm up, but we didn't really need it, to be honest, because Tony's well adept to speaking. But so what I wanted to do with this is basically just do some short and sharp answers, being Perth mates and everything. Just wanted to talk a little bit about our city. So let's do it when we finish up.
Do when we finish? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How long do we finish up? Because I'm busting for a piss.
I think we might finish up in a couple of minutes, eh? Yeah.
Tony's like, can I go in yet?
Like,
told me it was
friggin' 2
gonna be
cans
10
down,
minutes.
man.
Can I go?
This is like 2 cans of good beer.
You can refill the can.
No
Tone.
gastric
That's how it
sleeve
works.
surgery. They have the digestive system of a toddler.
Oh, yeah, so true. All right, so we've got 2 things to do. We're going to do this.
Yep.
And then at the end, I've got a little bit of a question for Tony from the last guest that I had the other week,
Right up.
Adam Parry. And then Tony is going to ask a question for our
the
next
next
guest.
That's cool.
Oh,
I
cool.
like that.
Yeah. So let's
clever.
start off with this, mate. Let's you can fire off with the first question.
First question: If you had family coming to Perth, what's the one thing you would say they should see? in
You're
Perth?
playing tour guide, Tony. What are you taking your
Tour
family to go
guide.
see?
Tony.
He
He doesn't have to take him anywhere because he's got VR.
Boom!
what he said.
No.
You
no.
can't
I don't know.
answer that
I
any better than that.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, it depends. If I have family coming over here, they're going to want to do all the basic stuff. I want to see the beach. I want to see Margaret River and all that sort of stuff. So you're probably going to be taken where they want you to take them. But I don't know, food places, really. I'd be like, you got to eat here, you got to eat here, you got to eat here. I'd probably be doing that sort of stuff, really. I'd say.
Interesting you've said that, because what's your favourite cheap eats in Perth?
Oh, Macca's?
The Macca's dollar
To be
menu?
honest, I do.
Mate.
I do like a good Macca's.
A good crispy chicken wrap.
Actually,
Fucking bring it
love
on.
that.
When you're in America, McDonald's.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And
They make-
McDonald's in Bali still tastes like
big.
McDonald's in Bali.
Have
Same with KFC.
you been to America, Rob?
Yeah, big Macca's.
Yeah, like you get a Big Mac in America, and it's got a cardboard little sleeve on it. To
Yeah.
be sure it's perfectly made, so it looks like the picture.
IHOP in
that-
America's good too.
Yeah.
Every morning, bacon and pancakes.
Yeah.
That black coffee.
Now this is not a trick question, Tone.
Okay.
Go to pub. Now be careful.
Raunchy.
Yes.
Tapas.
No, it's not even open yet. But okay, current one that's
Thought
open.
he would have said his own.
Current one is open. You know what? The besides my own, the new Aberdeen.
Good
The guys that own the Paramount, the Madaffries, have opened New Aberdeen. It's fucking incredible
Oh,
what
Ross
they've
is
done.
opened it,
Ross
right,
is, yeah.
Have
Yes, it's theirs. They took it over. It's got there's a
Them guys are
cherub. When you get your Red Bull and vodka, you put a little coin in the wall and it pisses the vodka out into your Red Bull.
Oh, you're joking?
Yeah, there's a monitor there and everything. But it's like 5 bars inside plus a 40 plus club upstairs for people that want to go and party but don't want to hang out with kids.
Yep.
So they've really just catered for everyone. There's a K-pop room, there's an 80s room. Like, it's mental.
Oh, that's great.
So
Podcast
cool.
trip.
We'll have to go
Yeah,
for
totally.
we'll have to go for a look, Rob. I reckon. Yeah.
I think so. Now, what's your best childhood memory of Perth?
Oh, man. Getting my Game Boy.
Hey.
I would say of Perth, but that's the only thing I can remember about my
Where
childhood.
did you buy it from?
I got given to me. My dad gave it to me, and it was everyone else had it, and I got mine second hand, and it was like I played it and wore it like Jason's Technicolor Dreamcoat. It was amazing.
Hey.
Well, I think the reason me and Tony have been friends for years is because I watch something on Netflix and then I automatically think of Tony every time.
Yeah.
First time was Eurovision.
Yeah.
Second time was
My
Chris Rock.
kids love that, eh?
Second time was Chris Rock, and the third time is Tetris. Have you watched Tetris?
Yeah.
yet?
Man,
Yes, I knew it.
I
I knew it.
some of these stories is like, how have it taken this long to tell people these freaking stories?
Hang on, Tetris, is that out? I saw that
Yes,
was coming out. Does
fantastic,
that have
yeah.
like Leonardo DiCaprio or something?
No. It's the guy from Kingsman.
He played the monk, the gorilla in Sing 2. I know that because I have children.
Sing.
Yeah, Kingsman. You ever heard of the Secret Agency or something? it's
Yeah, is that the guy that was on Sons of Anarchy?
No.
Charlie Hunnam or
No.
whatever?
called? No, the young English guy in it.
Matthew McConaughey?
No, you're way off.
Way off.
It
Close.
is, and as soon as I say it, you'll know it because he played Elton John, Taron Egerton.
He's in
Incredible.
Tetris.
What a singer, man! That guy can sing.
He's good, isn't he?
Incredible. Yeah.
Speaking of other singers,
Sing.
me and Toe went to see Ed Sheeran. That was awesome. As well.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
very much for that. That was incredible.
Incredible,
Yeah,
wasn't it? I was.
there was some
How
moments.
good was it?
Moments where I don't know
Oh,
how
you
to
were
describe
there
it.
as well, Rob.
I was there,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
When he was doing that loop pedal, like I was a musician for 20 years, and I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen played in front of like thousands of people, all that sort of shit. Done a lot of stuff with music, but that was probably the first time in my life where I felt like someone transcended. Like it was those moments where he was just building and building and building and building. It became beyond the fact he was playing a song, and beyond the fact he's sitting anywhere, and it just went boo, and you zoned in on these moments. I was like, fuck, where am I? What is going on right
was
now?
surreal.
So good, huh?
How can one man capture 75,000 people in a concert and hold them? It was just like,
on the seat.
what an avatar. Just incredible.
I went to school with Ed's first cousin, Bill Cummins. Ever tell
Yeah.
that story?
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just that's my claim to fame. Favorite beach tone in Perth?
Yeah, I like a bit of, Cottesloe and all that sort of stuff. I'm not a big beach guy. I love the idea of water. I fucking hate sand.
Yeah.
I
and
hate
sharks.
it too. Can't stand it.
I love
Hate
sand.
sharks? Don't mind
Yeah.
sharks.
You can have the next one, Rob, because I have no interest in what that is. What is it? Is it that even a sport? Is it?
Oh, mate, you're going to have to lift your game. If you want to keep living in Perth, you're going to have to lift your game here. I don't know if Tony's a footy man, but Eagles or Dockers?
I love tennis.
yes.
I am.
Serena,
I'm going to be honest.
all the
I'm gonna
female
be
tennis.
I'm going to completely honest. I know a lot of footballers because they're having a strip club. Let's be serious.
Oh, yeah.
And people ask me a lot of questions. I get invited to every friggin' box match. Great food piss.
Like cricket for us,
Yeah,
John.
yeah, exactly. Like cricket every single time. Fucking cricket. Oh man, come to the cricket.
Oh yeah, you were at
I
the tour
love
of it.
cricket.
I
It's
love the
amazing.
cricket.
But I lost my WOG card a long time ago. When it comes to ball sports, I don't grow hair on my chest. I don't very grow hair on my arms. It takes me 6 months to grow my white trash Johnny Depp moustache, and if I shave it off, I have to really meticulously keep one hair at a time off, so I don't, And I've never really been into sports. I've never just. I've watched I watched BBL cricket for the first time when it was on.
At the game
I got
as well.
invited,
Yeah.
but then I took a dancer with me, and she knew everything about cricket. I'm talking everything about cricket from 2002 and upwards. She could tell me stats and everything. So I took her along.
Nice.
I said, I'll bring someone who knows cricket then. So I was like, does anyone know cricket on my roster of girls? She's like, I know cricket. I'm like, okay. And then she was like, and then she taught me about the cricket, and it was like a fucking concert. Actually, it was great. It was Bon Jovi playing, Whitesnake, Def Leppard. It was fast. It was good. There was food. I was like, this I could watch.
They do it well.
Yeah.
And then
They do.
More entertaining.
stupidly decided that cricket was great, and went and watched a big match, and
What
about
else?
half an hour. So I was like,
Were
what
we all there for that first
the
grade?
frig is
the
this
English one?
shit?
Yes, yeah,
Anyway,
I was there too.
People
It
are
was
going
a
to hate
really
me for
good
that.
day.
Everyone teaches
It was
to their
terrible.
own.
But I went again
yeah.
actually the second time with Nick again, and we went to see the score. It was actually good. Anyway, we'll move on to our last question. North or South Korea, Tony? Oh, sorry, no. So North or South Perth. Oh, sorry.
But you
Oh,
can answer
sorry.
both if you want.
You almost got a rant then. You almost got one of the most genius rants you would have ever heard in your life. So round and round.
That's such a good movie.
Nobody
What was that called?
on my own.
Team America.
I'm a freaking genius, goddammit. What's your matter, Hans?
Well, you used to be North, now you're South, eh?
Yeah, I was north of Morley for a
Yeah.
long time. I thought I would never live anywhere else but north, and then moved south and hated it, and then realized this is fucking great because I'm only 9 minutes away from work and I live 3 times the distance, and I was living 5 minutes from work and I was 45 minutes away. So I was living in Morley.
You're going in and yeah.
Man, it was annoying. And now I'm realizing, and it's great. It's everywhere. So I'm yeah, I don't know. I like Morley. I like north because it was close to every bloody shopping centre, and south it's okay, but I'm kind of a bit partial to south now.
Nice. All right. So before we wind this up, mate, I've got one more question for you. This is from Adam Parry, who I had in
I
the
love
other
Adam
week.
Parry.
Do you know the PCAT?
He is the best.
Yeah.
P-Cat.
The
I love
I
it.
know
PCAT.
that man 20 years. He used to come to my gigs. He's a champion.
Did he?
Back
There
in the
you
day.
go. He does
I
love
met
his
him.
live
I met
music.
him when it was in front of stage, and I think he sang.
I love you, Tony.
And a Sandman or something. I gave him the line. He was just fucking losing it. He was the best. He's just the nicest guy
Yeah,
in the
he's
world.
so good, isn't he?
The
Yeah.
nicest
Great
guy.
guy.
He's a legend. Oh, you're not going
Yeah.
to like his question then.
Oh,
Go
shit.
for it. Go
No,
for
no,
it.
no. It's not that controversial, actually. But here is Adam Parry with his question for you, Tony.
Pineapple on pizza?
Fuck yeah.
Yes or no?
Fucking.
And say why.
I totally cut him off for him to finish, but seriously, pineapple on pizza is the tits, man. I don't
It is
give
the best.
anyone
I
who
agree.
says I don't like pineapple on pizza should be shot.
And that's good because you're
Boom.
Italian descent.
And I'm Italian. I've eaten pizza all over the world. I went, you know what? I'm going to go to Rome. When I get to Rome, I'm going to finally have in the fucking like the Pantheon, the restaurant next door. I'm going to finally have the best Italian pizza I've ever had in my life. Ate it all over Italy. All sort of tasted the same. Went to Sienna's. That's what it tastes like.
Oh, no
So
shit.
you want to eat pizza that tastes exactly like the streets of Rome? Sienna's in
I love
Leadville.
Sienna's.
Amazing. The margarita, just the margarita, nothing else.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Keep it basic.
Hawaiian, that's my staple diet,
Yeah, I
man.
love
Boom.
Hawaiian.
Oh, you know what I used to
Pineapples.
do? Called the Rockstar Pizza. Hawaiian with mushrooms, olives, and anchovies.
Yes.
We actually had it at this place. It was Leo's Pizza. You know Leo's Pizza? Best pizza in Perth.
Where's Leo's?
It's in on Railway Parade there, down there.
Do you know
Google
what's funny?
Gotcha.
Just reminded me of pineapple on pizza. When we used to go to Mickey's restaurant, you ask him for pineapple on pizza.
He'd lose his shit.
He looks at you. No.
Really?
No.
Why you-
Why do people get so offended about it?
Could-
It's
it's
personally, I
amazing.
think it's great.
Yeah,
Well,
especially thin crust.
It's 'cause
Yeah,
it's not
delicious.
it's not Italian, and in Ricky's restaurant, you ask. I can't remember what else it was. Something as well. No, it's a no go.
Oh.
All right, Tony needs to go to the toilet, so I think we should help the man and get a question.
I've been
Before we
dancing.
let him go, you just need to ask one question for our next guest. We don't know who that's going to be, but you need to have a question so we can ask them in the next podcast.
This could be very
Make it a
bad.
good
Hello.
one. Make it a good one.
I was going to ask a really bad one, but let's just clean it up a little bit. Who was the first girl you kissed, and what is she doing now?
I really
like
hope
it.
we have a girl on the podcast.
Actually, Rob,
can we think
that's
of
a very
another
good
question?
point. We
Was
haven't
that
had a female on yet, have we?
No, we haven't. We're
We
not
nearly
about
had
equal
Gia.
rights,
We weren't going to
clearly.
Gia on after she got slapped by Snoop Dogg, and then she cancelled us.
she's been with
About-
Snoop Dogg now?
about-
Like she doesn't come on these shit.
About an hour before,
How's
about an hour before the show, she cancelled. I was like, so then I had to interview Rob. That's how bad things got.
your day? The same as it was yesterday. Amazing.
All right, Tony, you get out of here, mate. You've got something that you've got to do right now, and that's go to the
In the
toilet.
great words of Forrest Gump, I gotta poo.
Thank you very much,
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thank
Tom.
you guys.
Cheers.
This is amazing. You're the
See you,
best.
mate. Cheers.